Let's make sure that we're working today. Just want to make sure sound's working correctly. Don't know if I had the wrong speaker selected. Yep. We did. Good to go. Good to go. Man, it's like, are we gonna get the Santa rally today, where we just go straight to the moon? We got multiple targets to the upside today. Still just trying to get my stuff set up today, guys. So just give me a second. Looks like we're pretty just kind of consolidating now, so don't have to be in a big hurry today. Good morning, guys. How you doing today, Moto? Once I get my stuff finished setting up, we'll see what we have going on today as far as news goes. Just give me a few minutes, guys. Just trying to get my last little thing situated here. Pretty much normal Monday stuff whenever first kind of starting out. Not really sure what to expect from the market today. I'm hoping we get kind of like that point where it just goes straight up today, honestly. We got some good targets to the upside, up to the 800s, the 811s. We got a lot of previous session highs. So What's up, man? How are you doing? Pretty good today. We only got a couple hours this morning. I can stream till probably 11 a day. We got to take the dog to the vet today. So hopefully we can find something within this next 2 hours or hour and a half after the market opens. So we will see. I need about $100 more on this one eval. Then that'll be my last Apex account as far as evals go. I think we'll have either 5 or 6 funded accounts with Apex. Then we're working on a third one with Bulanox. And hopefully somewhere in between there we can find a funded trade today. I would prefer to I wouldn't even mind seeing a pullback this morning or some kind of short to run that previous day, that opening week gap that we have to the downside. All right, let's check and see if we have any news this week. I don't think we do. I mean, not saying we don't, but it'd be hard to believe for us to have some kind of news today. So for news, we just go to investing.com. We go over to tools, select economic calendar for anybody that's kind of new to trading. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty dead day today. Looks like we have like little bill auctions, but nothing to move the market this morning. So it's going to definitely be a no news. Being a holiday, I don't see how we have any news. I'm pretty sure most of these places are closed. This Looks like we do have something the 23rd, so might have a little bit of volatility tomorrow. We have a core, what, durable good orders and GDP for third quarter and consumer confidence at 10. Then that's kind of weird for new home sales to be kind of dropping at 3 o'clock in the evening. I've never seen that before. Must be about holidays or something. That's the only thing I can think of. All right. 690. 32. These lines in the red, these are the levels that I'm looking to get broke to the downside for shorts. If we're going to continue to the downside here. Let's see, that was the 5 minutes. This is the 15 minutes. Yeah. 708. We can put these on here. That's for the 5 minute. And I'm pretty sure if we can break these 710s on the 5 minute and print below the 710s, we definitely should get a nice short this morning. But I feel like we're going to probably, if you go look at your ICT kill zones and pivots, we got a lot of areas to the upside from the last 2 weeks that we haven't taken out. So It could just be a straight up type of day. The hard part is just going to be trying to find an entry without getting some kind of big drawdown. All right. We can bring this over and kind of show you what we're looking at here. Sure that's on there. So if you kind of stroll to the left, you can see we had like a couple week gap that we had all these extra highs and lows that we did not run from. So we still have London highs all the way up at the 5-9 or 930s that hasn't been ran. That was from Friday, December 12th. Ran that high already. That was from the previous day. So we also have the Asia high that we have not ran. So I'm not saying we push up 200 points this morning. That could just be kind of a 3-star news tomorrow or something. But I would think that this 309 would get hit this morning. That's up here in all this resistance here. So could be some nice short area around that 800 level this morning. Yeah, you got that big down wick there sitting right at 800. And we could get our first hit actually there at 80 because you have what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 5-minute candles that we could run into. Or even the 90. You know, a lot of times we get that 90 resistance. This could definitely be a good spot for that 90 resistance here. And plus, you got a big wick here from that AM session. But I would just wait for the market to open and see what it has to offer. I wouldn't mind that being like the manipulation phase where it manipulates to take out that to move back down. So here's the, let me make sure before I tell you wrong. Yeah. So your opening week gap is all the way back down at 25,600s. So basically what it is, we opened the gap last night, and 632 is kind of the start of it. And to fill it in, we need to get back down to the 600. So this is why I kind of like the shorts this morning. So maybe we can hit 800 and have like a nice 1 to 200 point move sell off today. So if we're going short, I say if you can find a short here, get back below the London lows here at the 680s, you might be able to have like a little runner all the way down to the 600s here to fill in this gap. So that's what we'll be looking for as far as shorts goes. Longs, I'm not really sure. We have a lot of targets up here. I'm just not sure how much resistance we're going to run into once we get up here. So, and I just don't know what the volume is going to be like today. So 39. Did everyone have a good weekend? Thank you for the follow. So we still have about 15 minutes. There's really not a lot to do here besides listen to music and watch charts for the few minutes. If you're new here, so what this is the 15-minute opening range. So this is your 15-minute candle. So this is your 15-minute candle from 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock to 8:15. So I'm in Central Time, so a lot of times I'll accidentally say the wrong time. So we still got about 3 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. All right, so let me set up We'll set up our funded account just in case we're able to find a trade this morning. And we're going to do copy trading today also. We'll be copy trading our funded accounts. Just not sure if I want to enter how many micros we want to enter today. Don't really want to like get myself into trouble on a holiday week. So we'll make Apex the lead account. And we'll do that Bulanox account. All right. So we'll just copy trade 3 accounts. The main one that we're trying to get past today, if we can't find a funded trade, we're going to be trying to pass this right here today because we need about $113 more to get that last eval pass, because tomorrow their special pricing ends. So we're trying to get that pass before the special pricing ends. We are building up a nice little bull flag here at the opening, so that would be a nice little thing here for longs. So this is definitely a good indicator for longs right here. What's up? Yeah, the opening range. I trade I do my range off the 9 o'clock, from 9 to 9:15. Everybody does it a little different. That's just how I do mine. There is I know what you mean by the opening range 15-minute candle from that 8:30 to 8:45 or 9:30 to 9:45. I used to have that marked out all the time, but a lot of times we'll do that just with like I said, the first candle, the first hourly candle, I guess. Wow, I thought we were going to get a little bit better pullback here. Wanted to create more of a little bear flag back into like the 9 EMA, or kind of like 50%. I'm pretty sure we just pulled back 50% of this leg because this is not a very big candle. So if you pull fib on this 15-minute candle here, more likely that was a 50% pullback. Not almost like, not quite the 60%, but pretty much right in that 50% pullback. I'm kind of hoping that this is just a manipulation to the top side for us to go back out the bottom. That's what I would prefer to see. I hope it's not one of those deals where we just continue straight up before the market even opens. To me, it makes it harder to find entries when it does that. Because it takes away from like our targets to the upside here. What did I say? 80 and 90 probably be your first hits before we reverse. If you look to the left, there's a lot of downward wicks sitting at the 90 and also the 80. Then the next target up there would be your 800. To the moon already. What's up, Rooster? How are you doing today? Yeah, it's kind of hard to say what kind of price action we'll get today. You know, you always hear about the Santa rally. You know, it could just be one of those deals where we just go straight up. So we did print outside that 15 minutes. Let's see what kind of pullback we get on this candle here. Usually if it stays below the, above the 30 to 20%, most of the time we're going to continue higher. So that looks like almost a 20% pullback. 20% is sitting at 772. I think that 38 would be the better of it. Kind of retest that 15 minutes from 8 o'clock. A lot of time during after the market opens, we'll look for this type of candle and look for the 20 to 30% pullback and put a resting order sitting here. Then use this wick as my stop loss. Look to hit 10 points, then see what the runner offers. But we're so close to opening, we're not going to do that right here. But a lot of times this is the type of price action that, or this type of candle setup out of that 15 minutes that we would look for. But, usually you get a lot more volatility when the market opens instead of this kind of like hitting back and forth. But I know that 80 and 90 is going to be some type of resistance. So you would almost kind of have to consider that too, because more likely you could get stuck here at the 80s. Let's go over it a little bit more. That's one thing that NASDAQ has been doing lately. It would get like 1 point away from where we're supposed to run resistance, and you probably would have to look on the higher time frames is probably what it is. Most of the time that's what it is. If you got like wicks sitting on your 5 minutes, if you look at the hourly, they're always like a point off. Some early morning hindsight trading. Or another candle setup that I like to take on these 5 minutes, like let's just say you have this big engulfing green candle, but this next candle pretty much stays like this, where it's like big wicks on each side and leaves like a small body. A lot of times that second candle would be another breakout candle. There's a 15-minute retest. Let's see. Sorry about that. Trying to make it where you can see it a little better. So a lot of times, like I said, I look for 10 points and runners on this, but I think you have to just kind of approach this 80 and this 90 with caution. Because I wasn't sure if we would get through the 80s here on this first try. As you can see, we're kind of getting stuck here right in the higher 70s. What do we still? We got about 5 more minutes left, guys. Did everyone have a good weekend? Did anybody spend a lot of time staring at charts this weekend? So let's see if this is going to be our breakout candle. A lot of times a good sign if this candle cannot push below this candle here. So as long as this candle can stay above this one, we should get the push. Because that's where I got stopped out in a position like this Friday because I didn't want to sit through the drawdown. The wicks were like 30, 40 points. Yeah, that's kind of what I do all weekend too. I constantly look at charts. You know, nothing particular, just going back and doing research. I try to sign up for FX replay, but that doesn't really work very well for how I trade. It would be very tedious. So we probably won't keep it. I wanted to try it out though. I mean, it works good if you can not have to do so many steps to get to your, to do the back testing. So what do we still? Still about 4 more minutes. I'm gonna put on some music to listen to. Like I said, I don't even know what the price. It could be just really horrible price action today. If the price action starts out bad, it's probably best just to stick to your uh, your evals or a sim account or something. You really don't want to ruin your accounts, going into the holidays and not be able to trade for a few days. A little bit of music here. We're back at that line in the sand level here at the 15-minute opening range. Not 15, not the 8 to or 9:30 to 9:45 range, but the 15-minute candle that I use is from 8 to 8:15. I want to see us go all the way back through the bottom. If this is what I want to see. I want this to be the manipulation here, where we kind of go out the top, then go back out the bottom. Maybe have a good opportunity to fill in that opening week gap down there at 600. There's the 80 it finally got through. So it took quite a bit to get through these 80s. I like that level. It's actually one of the ones I had marked out. I haven't marked it out on my board, but I got it marked out as far as the high. Is that the London high from Friday? Is somewhere up around that area, that '08 area. I want to say that's either the London or Asia high. So, or is that a low from one of those? Yeah, I could see that being a good spot. I mean, I don't like putting resting orders in, but I could see that being definitely a nice bounce spot because of all the consolidation that we have there in that area. It's right here, that off the 811 or 808. But yeah, that area. Definitely a lot of support in that area. So, but like I said, I don't do resting orders. Most of the time, what I do, if I like an area, I'll just come in behind it and I'll wait to see if it's going to hold, and I'll drop my order in behind the candle. Ooh, look at that nice 90 rejection. That's what we were talking about, that 90 area. There was a big wick down there around the 90 area. Wow, what a crazy 35-point push back down and just a rip back up. I'm sorry, I missed the market open here. Woo, shit. Almost, I was over leveraged there. Remember, guys, just give the market a little time to settle out. Maybe we'll get some normal looking price action in a minute. I try to stay away from these big wick candles because I trade on the 5 minutes, so it helps me be a little bit patient. Let's just wait for this 5 minute candle to print out. You don't want to be trading a stick. And that's basically what this 5 minute candle looks like at the moment. Just a big stick. All right, there's the first 90 hit. You'll probably get some more rejection here at the hold number. That's pretty normal. So to me, the hardest numbers to trade is always between the 90 and the 10. This is the hardest section to always trade when you're taking entries because you'll always get rejection at the 10. You usually get rejection at the 90, and you get rejection or the whole number, and you get rejection at the 90. So we already had the 90 rejection. So now let's see if we can get the 800 rejection. So this is one area that I never join in. If I'm looking for a long, I would never join in this on the first push because this is how you get trapped in trades. Because a lot of times you'll hit the 90, pull back 20 points. You'll hit the 800s, then pull back to the 75. Then you'll hit that 810, pull back to the 90. So we're going to pull a fib on this candle and see what we get here. That manipulation, that's kind of what we were talking about, where I said I hope this is just a manipulation for the push back down. But like I said, we don't ever join in on boner candles. Whew. Someone says they're having riptic issues. I'm almost scared to take this on my fundeds here. May just do this on an eval because I guess there's riptic issues today. I don't want to be messing up my funded accounts because of some issues. We're looking to see if that 40% is going to hold up on this candle first. This is an eval only because we're having some. They say I keep hearing we're having riptic issues from other streamers. And I can jump back in if I need to. See what I mean? We are having some issues. I can feel it. I placed my order down and it popped back up. I hate that we didn't take this on funded though, but hey, it is what it is. Hopefully the runner gets it. We got to get out of this 90. We get away from this 90 and 700s. We should get a. I think we can get a push all the way down to the 600s. It looks like my runner's about to get stopped out, guys. Come on. Damn it. I think as long as this 710 holds, I think it's still good. There's a 710 hit again. Still battling that 710 area. Try it one more time. This will be a break even, not a break even trade, but if we stop out, since we've already kind of taken a winner, it won't cost us that much. That 710 did hold. We got it marked out in red, but we're still whipping very badly right now, guys. So we're just kind of hitting that first 10 point target. Then we're just kind of whipping back up. I'm trying to get into this trade where we can take it down to that 600 level gap fill in. I'm just going to make this a break-even trade. This way, if it stops us out, it'll just be a break-even trade because we got 10 points, so we're just risk the 10 points that we had. I think if you wanted a safer stop loss, it would need to be up there around 30. But you can see this, that we are not getting good follow through with this price action. Looks like our runner's about to get stopped. So close. All right. Runner got stopped out. Won't enter a third time. We tried it twice and didn't get the breakout. We could still miss the breakout here. It still could go down. The next target I would target, if you are able to hold in, it's like I said, I feel like your stop loss probably needs to be there to be safe at the top of this wick. We got about 5 minutes left on the 15-minute candle, so we can wait for the 15-minute candle to print and see what we get on it. Put it right there. It's almost the same type price action we had Friday. So you had a big bullish candle or bearish candle, big wicks, small body. The next one did not pull up and take out this candle. So I want to say the time that third candle popped in, we had the sell off. Yeah, we were being careful. We don't really want to mess up too much of the profit we have on this account because, like I said, we only need to make $112 on this account. So that's why we were kind of going to break even fairly quick. I think if you went over to the 10-minute candle, you might have got some cleaner action. I think we need to wait for this next 15-minute candle to print. And once this next 15-minute candle print, you should get hopefully a good idea here. And that'll be that opening first 15-minute candle type setup. What do we got? We got a minute and a half left on this thing. I'm sorry. We're using a Ninja Trader. I'm sorry. I was so focused on charts that sometimes I forget to look at my. All right. We're about to have our new 15-minute candle. $25 seconds left. Well, this thing's being stubborn today, guys. I think 700 will be my line in the sand here. Actually, not 7. Let me find that level real quick before I push back up. Now, we're just in this for 2 micros. What about 18? Man. Just want to be right above the 21 here. This thing's being stubborn today. I don't know if we can try to DCA back into this thing. You really need to see the teens hold up. The teens are this level here, the opening range 15 minutes. Yeah, we're going to start out in red. You might have to close it if it gets through the bottom of this range here. If you're just joining us, this is a 2 micro eval trade. Nothing worse than entering a trade first thing Monday morning and you're already kind of in drawdown. Have I made 7 figures a day? No. All right, so we're going to get stopped out on our runner here, or our last trade. Isn't that like $1 million a day? That's insane. Oh, my goodness. I don't really know anybody personally. I mean, I'm pretty sure, I'm not saying there's not people that make 7 figures, but not here. You know, I don't know anybody that makes it. I'm pretty sure there's like the big hedge funders or those type people that makes that type of money, but I know I don't. Now we just kind of have to sit here and just be patient. You had shorted the 45 maybe. I like that too. That's the retest of that 15-minute candle up here. We're just going to be a little bit patient, wait for us to get out of this range, and maybe we can look for another short here if we can get back out of the 700s. The only reason why I like the shorts, like I said, that 600 point, or not 600 point, but that 600 level, what do you want to call it? The opening week gap fill in. Forgot to pull fib on this candle here. Oh. Man, that was a 50% pullback there. Might get your short play, whoever was talking about shorting the 45s. I don't know if we're just, I think we're hitting these downward wicks here. Thank you guys for joining and liking today. It's a little slow so far. So far, we're in a red on our eval. No funded trade. I'm going to wait and see if we can break out of this 15 minutes to the top side before we look for another trade. Dude, we just got stuck. All right, about to have a new 5-minute candle. So let's see if this new 5-minute candle can get some kind of, keep it bullish here and keep on moving to the top side. Still getting rejected here at the 55. We're pretty much retesting that 15-minute range. So this should be the sell back off. So that was pretty much a retest of that first 15-minute candle that we have marked out from 8 to 8:15 here, where this box is set up. Thank you guys for joining us today. Like I said, just kind of being patient, waiting for some type of candle setup. We tried to take a short over here a while ago, but it failed. So now we're just kind of waiting. Remember a while ago, we kind of got stuck in this range a while ago. So be careful if you're looking for a short. And you're kind of popping into that VWAP there at the 709. But I mean, everything's screaming short, but where is that? That 91? Man, this thing's just trapping on both sides. So that was the 38% pullback up at the 725s. See if we can finally get the push here. Holy crap. Still just kind of getting stuck in the 790s here. If we can lose the 90s, we should get a quick flush, but we just got to lose those 90s. The holiday price action is not letting us down. Being a holiday week, probably a lot of places are closed. Feels like whatever direction we pick is going to be one of those quick flushes where it just dumps off. We're trading micros on the NQ. But so far, we just haven't had any really good price action. We've just been kind of stuck in this area. Like I said, if we can lose the 90s, we should get a quick flush here. So to be that 94 level that we need to lose. And this thing could push all the way back up now. Man, this price action for the last couple weeks have been tough. It's the futures market. So finally lost the 700s, or those at least got below that 694. So this may be the flush here finally. kind of looking for us to stay below 692 right here. So we still got, what, 3 minutes left on this candle. No, we're waiting for this which layout is that, Outer? Oh, where it's the whole screen? We can make it the whole screen. It's not a big deal. Wait, which one are you on? Are you on the wide version or are you on the vertical version, Outer? There's two different ones. If you're okay, go back on there and look at my pages. There is a wide version on there. There's two different ones. You just got to make sure you select the right one. You know, I wish they would. I need to find a. I guess I need to put it in the title. I like this candle here, but I hate the fact that the wick is so big. I think as long as 92 holds, I think the short is good. I mean, we got. See if we can at least get 10 points out of this next one. It's got to pull back some. This way we only have to risk about 10 points on this. This is where you need the 90s to hold up. If we you start pushing back above these 90s, probably not going to leave this trade on. See, it's already getting way back up there. This is why you got to wait on the pullback. That was the 60% there. Like I said, 92 is kind of the line in the sand for me if we get tagged in. I figure we got about 10 points before we run that previous wick. This is pretty much a no-go on the trade because we already ran almost 100% of that candle. Ugh. All right, we're going to take this trade off unless we start seeing it come back down. Like I said, that 92 should be kind of the line in the sand here. Woo. Like I said, we're looking for that 92 area to hold. That's going to be my line in the sand if we get tagged in. I'm hoping we can at least get the first 10 points, run this lower wick here, if anything, if it does decide it wants to push back up. So this is definitely some holiday price action. We just do not have the follow through today. You too, Dirt. Thank you. Come on. All right, 30 seconds left on this candle. I only have about 40 more minutes left of streaming this morning. I have to carry the pet to the vet this morning. Might just end up being a little red day on the eval today, guys. All right, take this off. Goodness. How's everybody else's trading been so far this morning? Has anybody else taken any trades? We have the 50% of this leg pullback here at the 10. So maybe if this holds right here, then maybe this will be like a little bear flag here. I really don't like the short unless we're back below that 92 level. You're waiting for the lower sweep, then look for the long. Nice. I was trying to catch that short to get that opening week gap fill in down there at the 600s outer. That's what I wanted to target this morning. That's where most of my short entries when I'm entering, that's what I'm looking for, that 600. So the blue line here that we have marked out, that's 50% of this leg here, from here to here. So this is what that That is. Oh, excuse me. All right. Oh, don't lose the 92 now. At least, man. Want it to be a lot cleaner if it's going to lose that 92 level. Still popping the 90. Got a minute left on this 5-minute candle. Sitting there right on top of 92. Hopefully everybody's just trying to stick to their mostly their evals or sim account today. It's been a pretty rough start for funded accounts unless you just happen to catch this big candle to the downside. But we've stayed away from our fundeds today. The price action hasn't been very good follow through. It's just pretty much staying in this range. So we kind of need to break out of this area so that we can have some nice targets to the downside. All right, we're about to have a new candle in less than 30 seconds. Man, we still did not make a new low here. Outer, how was your last week's trading? Did you have a fairly decent week last week? Last week was really tough too, guys. It was rollover week. Honestly, if you want to keep your funded safe, it's probably best to wait till the first of the year to trade funded accounts and just spend the next week or so just practicing with your evals and working on your strategy. Because we're not sure what kind of price action is going to be like the next couple weeks with all the holidays coming up. A lot of bank closures, a lot of just closures and stuff. So don't really know what the price actions be like. Like a lot of people don't even usually trade like these last 2 weeks of the month. So that's why I don't really recommend trading fundeds if you can help it to stay away from it. Hopefully you got enough evals to maybe just work on your whatever strategy you're working on. I still got 2 minutes left on this candle. Did anybody over here on TikTok, did you guys take a trade today? Has everybody still been just sitting on the sideline? We may get a possible inside bar here. You're buying on the S&P 500. How's that movement over there? Is it just as kind of choppy and running wicks as bad over there? I haven't even looked at the ES this morning. All right, about 1 minute left, and we'll have a whole bunch of new candles, and we should get an idea. We're going to have a new 30-minute candle, a new 15-minute candle, a new 5-minute candle. So a lot of new candles sitting here. So I think if we can print below this 92, I'm hoping we get a push. I don't really. Yeah, it's crazy. 20. Ah, come on. Don't be a dirty wick on us. Still did not hold those 92s. All right, we're right at it. Or 94, actually, not 92. Oh. All right, that's just a mechanical trade. So whatever happens here, happens here. Here's the first target. So we're just going to keep our stop loss. We'll risk, we went in with 3, but we'll risk 1 up here. So we just ran those previous lows at the 70s. Let's see how big this candle is. 85 to 10. So what is that? 15, 25 points. Man, this thing's still whipping. That's the inside liquidity sweep. Yeah. Yeah, we ran that 1 wick that you were looking for at the 70s. So at least I got my first initial points. All we got left here is the runner. All right, we got about 25 minutes left. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready for normal price action to come back. I'm ready for the first of the year. Everybody's on the same contracts. Get away from the holidays. Because, man, these last 2 weeks have just been straight tough to trade. So, Outer, you got your sweep. What are you looking for back to the upside? Are you still looking for a short just back up to the upside around the 40s? $5.58. So we're just going to follow the 5-minute candle down. Still got 3 minutes left on this candle, so there's a lot of time for it to push. I've never traded the Forex market dream. Sorry if I'm not looking at the chat, man. I get so focused on the chart sometimes. We got the previous day close sitting at 598. I said, still got a minute left here. Yeah, this is the inside bar trade. So basically, I want to say it failed a few times last week. So it had a tough week last week. Um, but this week it lined up pretty good. We're underneath the 21. We're underneath the 15 minutes. Kind of had a bearish look, looking like we're going to sell down. Just try to at least get your 10 points. And if you can get your runner, good. If not, you just take your 10 points and move on to the next trade. All right, 10 seconds left. Not a big fan of this candle. I hate that it's all wick here. I mean, the body's already pulled back 50% of itself. So most of the time when it does this, it really needs to. A lot of times it'll have a hard time pushing up. So we'll see what happens. I know a lot of times I won't trade off of these candles because of this type of price action. What's up, Rafael? So we're still looking for that 600 to get filled in. So we're going to try to keep our stop loss way back up here and see if we can reach that opening week gap fill in. Like I said, not a big fan whenever you get a 5-minute candle like this and 30% of the bar pullback is all wick. So we could get another situation where we have this type of candle. So it'll be similar to this type of candle right here. And if that's the case, we should still get more movement to the downside if it stays like that. Really need to see this area hold. That'll be 50% of this leg pullback here. See if we get some rejection off of these wicks here. Ooh, this is looking pretty bullish. We might not end up getting anything on our runner here. Like I said, we were definitely shooting for that gap fill in down at the bottom. Let me make sure I had that thing marked out right. I'm going to be annoyed if I didn't. Oh, I see what we ran. I didn't have that marked out. So we basically just ran that wick from that previous low from last night at 630. And I was shooting for the gap fill in at the 600. Did not have that marked out. May just get break-even trade on this because there's no reason risking points because I didn't realize that we ran. That was what the target that we just ran. Yep, we just got the top of the gap fill. I may even follow this down and just try to take what points we can get out of it. Because if the 23 to 40% holds here, we're probably going back to the upside. So we pulled back 23% of the candle at the moment. All right. That sucks that I didn't have that marked out. Is that what you were looking for your pullback outer? Or were you looking for us to run that, then come back? Oh, 26.15 was you were looking for the middle of the gap. Okay, I get what you're saying. Yeah, see, I didn't have the top of the gap marked out. I guess I just had straight on my mind that once we got going down that way, that we were probably going to fill in that gap. But that sucks that we missed it by like 20-something points. No, well. That's probably going to have to be my last trade of the day. Like I said, we have to leave here in about 10 minutes, guys. How you doing? Thank you guys for the likes and follows today. Do we go all the way back down here? I want to say 97 probably should be your line in the sand if you're still are short. I think as long as 97 holds, I think you're good. Oh, how's your trading been going today, MT? I'm not going to try the long or short here, so we're just going to pretty much just sit here and watch till about another 5 or 10 minutes. So, so basically, what we missed and I didn't have marked out was this here. So I just kind of had my mind set on that we're probably going to run this weekly gap fill in at the previous day close, and we still can. It's just I just was not expecting us just to sweep this wick here and shoot back up. I was expecting us to at least get down there around the 610s, 600s on this push here. Like we were looking so bearish, and we just totally rejected off of that freaking 30s. Now that I'm not in it, watch it go. So no funded trade today. We didn't really have like good setups today. I mean, we entered a few times because we were looking for this short all morning, but not anything that I feel comfortable taking funded trades with. It just wasn't very clean price action with multiple candles. Everything was like you'd get like one green candle, then literally the one red candle, then the next candle would just be like chop. So it's kind of like this one. Big candle, chop, chop, chop. A little small green candles, then more chop, then another red candle, then chop, chop, chop. So it's been that type of price action today. And if you can recognize that earlier, it's just best to stay away from your funded accounts if you can kind of notice that right off the rip. Because this is how because I thought this was going to stay bearish. So this is where we took one loss at earlier. Because like I said, we tried to enter here, but man, this thing just chopped around this whole time, stopped us out, then pretty much just did the same thing. So it's best just to stay away, especially with funded accounts today, guys. Yeah, I know people are having Ripnic issues today. I got to make sure I'm not in no trade. I don't think I am. I logged out. Yeah. So, I trade like maybe two. It depends on what account I'm trading. MT. A lot of times I like trading the breakout strategy with my fundeds off of that first 15 minutes of the hour if the price action's clean. But then I'll also take this funded trade here, like off the previous day close for like a 10-point trade. But with evals, we take a little bit more like higher risk trades, so we'll take a lot more like breakouts or level base. So basically, I guess simplified, just support and resistance. Most of our trades are based off support and resistance. And running levels. So like this, what I was talking about a while ago, we were like, so far when we enter trades, we look for basically targets for support and resistance, either to the downside or upside. So like a while ago, this last trade I was in, we entered with 3 micros. We took 10 off at, we sold 2 contracts off at 10, and then we leave a runner to try to catch that bigger target. And usually what I'm doing, like a while ago, I was looking for the opening week gap fill in, which was down at the 600. So basically all we ran was basically the wick of the opening from last night. So, I mean, we just barely tipped below that opening. Then to get targets, I like to use the previous day highs and lows from the trading sessions. So let me show you real quick. Uh-oh. So I use a ICT, and I know you can take trades off these, but most of the time I just use these for running previous area lows and highs. So like, you know, to run past the like Asia high up here or the Asia low. So this was also at the Asia low where we ran this morning. But like I said, I was targeting the high of the AM session here. To the upside this morning when I was looking for the longs, I was going to target the AM session up there at 860 from, what's that? That was from Friday the 12th, so that was from 2 weeks ago. So what was that? This was actually where we opened at last night, was actually at the AM high from last Monday. I didn't even go back and look and see where we opened at, but yeah. If anything's, uh-oh. Not really sure what that means. Says I was saying something. I guess I don't know if what trading language I was using that was making the TikTok AI uncomfortable. I don't know if it was the highs and lows in the previous session or what that was. So I think they have a misunderstanding for what we were saying. But yeah, if you can put these on your trading view charts, these usually work really well for like level base. So if you enter a trade, you're like, okay, where could we go? Most of the time, if you can pull these over, most of the time these are going to be their first stop. Then if you get through these levels, then you can target the next one. Same old, all the way down. So we rerun these levels over and over all the time. Or you can just look for the little, the little V shape, or this just marks it out for you. All right, guys. Like I said, that's going to have to be it for me. I have to take the pet to the vet. I got to be there at 12 o'clock today. thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for the likes. So basically we had the one loser trade that we opened up that we pointed out right here. And then we had like a little break even trade somewhere in here because we tried it twice. And then we had the trade here up. Sorry. Then we had this trade here. And we really didn't even take a lot of points off of it because of we were looking for the bigger move. So didn't really get to take a lot off of that. All right, guys, we will see you later tonight or in the morning. Thank you.